Welcome back. Today I have another replay for you, an AMX RCR Tier 8 Premium Tank Destroyer replay in global operations. My setup consists of reload boost, camo boost, and telescopic lenses for more view range, as well as using Andre, giving even more stationary camo, as well as some camo penalty reduction, which is always nice if you want to stay hidden. So yeah, short about the AMX 10 RCR. It's got a double tap, which means that you can do 900 damage from the first shot. So your first shot is going to be 450, and then it's 1 second, and then you're going to do another 450, which means that you can do 900 damage within 1 second, pretty much, with AP. And the damage number goes up to 1100 if you're shooting heat. HE, I mean, it's kind of hard to pen, but if you would be able to, you would get like 1.3 or something. But I rarely ever use HE, so that's why I only carry 2 of those. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive into the replay. And we're loading in. As you can see, it's mostly tier 9 setup. Only 3 tier 8s in each team. The nice thing about playing a TD instead of an MBT is you don't actually need to face, say for example, the Leclerc or the M1A2C directly frontally. You can just keep your distance, make sure you pick good positions, and try and get their sides. Because like one thing the AMX RCR doesn't have is a lot of penetration. It's only got 690 on the AP rounds, which actually is gonna struggle with the front of an M1A2, for example. As you can see, my APC is rather slow, so it takes quite some seconds before I'm actually loaded into the game. Actually half a minute or something. But yeah, there I start driving. Of course I get pushed by an Anders. It's always nice to have teammates that do stuff like that. So yeah, the idea is that you sit here first. You're probably not gonna get spotted because, as you can see, the view range is reduced because of the in-game mechanic of a blizzard, pretty much. Yeah, so pretty much what you try to do is you try to get shots. Here I try and shoot a M1A2C, but my aim is just off. Yeah, and if I would have more view range, I don't think I would have been able to spot the one cap anyways because of the blizzard. Like the view range reduction is pretty significant. So you kind of need an MBT or something like, for example, the BMBT Hades to go for the cap there and spot it. But yeah, I don't have shots on the Leclerc, so I move up a little bit further to try and support cap 3. Anders is capping that. And as you can see, I blind fire quite a lot. Like, even if I'm not quite sure if the enemy's still there, I just fire. I mean, you've usually got enough ammo anyways, and otherwise you have ammo resupply spawns on there and there. So, like, it's always worth taking a shot. Like, you miss every shot you don't take. There, for example, perfect example on the AS21. Double tap, 900 seconds within 1 second. Or 900 damage within 1 second, I must say. I kind of don't want to expose myself here. Of course, I drive into the car. So yeah, one of the interesting things about this tank destroyer as well is that it's got the same mechanic as a shadow, and it can actually turn on the spot. Like, you don't actually need to be driving forward or backwards to be able to turn.
Take over the spot and we'll get some AT teams in there.
And like I would usually not advise sitting like this, but because I've got Andre, and because of the still reduced view range, and you can see like my camo is 56%, like the no MBT that's gonna rush the cap is gonna spot me here. Like usually you would sit a little bit further back. Dragoon takes out the Kurganets. And Leclerc appears. Like I don't really have a shot on him here, like as you can see. But then he pokes out just a little bit and you get like a little side shot there. And Anders is taken out by Artie. So here I spot the Leclerc. Perfect side shot, and I know he's still there. Like there's no way he has moved within 1 second, so I just shoot the blind shot as well. And I connect and manage to finish him off. So again, like you miss every shot you don't take. And here I have some pretty accurate shots. Like I wasn't... Now I'm actually using sniper mode, but the first 2 shots, double tap on that range, I still didn't use the sniper and still managed to hit them. So there you see that the accuracy on this double tap is really good. Like even if you don't re-aim, accuracy is still very nice. There again, 2 shots into the Hellfire, no problem whatsoever. If that would have been heat, it probably would have been like 1,000 plus, but you know. One of the things I've noticed is this thing does not have the fast ammo switch. So if you wanna switch ammo types, you would actually need to reload the whole thing. So instead of like 1 second or something that it is on some tier 8, tier 9 MBTs, you're actually gonna have to reload the full shot for 4 seconds each. And you get a little bit of a penalty as well, so it's like 5 seconds each. So usually it's not worth it switching ammo before shooting unless you actually cannot pen the target. But that's why I'm carrying mostly AP anyways, and that's my standard shell anyways. Simply because that's gonna penetrate more targets. And then like if I know like okay I need to do 1,000 damage, or I can definitely pen this next target, then I can use the 10 seconds to reload the heat. Not quite sure what that Ascot is doing, but sure. So now I'm thinking like there no enemies. I mean, there I see. Oh wait, I actually have a shot at the AS-21.
Hard points located. Take over the spot and we'll get some AT teams in there.
And here I've actually loaded 2 heat shells because I was running low on AP. There I bounced the 3rd one. But yeah, like the reload is only like 4.6 seconds for 1 shot. So like even if you have used your double tap, it's not like you're gonna be out of rounds for a long time.
We have captured point 5.
Yeah, so now I'm thinking, okay, I have to go for the resupply. I need more AP, and I need to be ready for when the last caps are gonna trigger. As you can see, like 7k damage is not, it's not like exceptional in any sort of way. Especially when I was playing this particular game, I was trying to go for the global operations achievements for the French Francine de la Roche vehicles, meaning that you would have to do 10k damage in order to get 1 progression there. So that was like all I had in mind, is like, okay, how am I gonna get to 10k damage in this game? And it actually turned out to be quite a little bit more than just 10k. But yeah, we'll get to the results in the end. I will post a screenshot of the results screen. So here I'm thinking they have a lot of people at 5, and they haven't really been contesting this northern flank too much. As you can see, slippery slopes, tires struggling to have grip. But yeah, so my idea is like, okay, if I can sit here with my camo and my view range, maybe I could actually spot and shoot those targets in the middle there. As you can see, M1A2C didn't manage to pen, but the side of an M1A2 is pretty easy to pen. I take the blind shot, but they have like 3 people in that cap, so I cannot reset that. Here the AS-21 is close enough to actually spot me, so here I'm getting spotted. And then you see like, yeah, those hit points disappear very fast. Stop to take at least 1 shot at the AS-21.
Attention team, objectives have changed. New points are marked on the map. We're capturing point 7.
We're getting spotted again by the AS-21. But this time also by the plane. So as you can see, the enemies kept the plane. And that thing perma spots you. So yeah, that's like one of the worst things that can happen for an AMX. Because that thing shoots HE rounds, meaning that it's gonna do a lot of damage as well as perma spot you. So, and there's nothing you can do against it except shooting it down. But like the RCR doesn't have enough damage output to actually reliably do that. Artillery also wants a piece of me, it seems. Here I'm thinking, I'm low on HP, but I want to try and double tap the Chrysanthema. But I only get 1 more shot in. Like, a Chrysanthema is never gonna bounce on an AMX. Like, I don't think there's physically any sort of thing that he could have hit that wouldn't have panned, to be honest. Yeah, artillery in this game actually did some pretty interesting work, because he also went into the first cap and capped, and now he's also driving towards 7. And that's actually something I kind of like to see, to be honest. Aggressive artillery, or at least aggressive plays in Glops are usually actually worth it. Yeah, the other game just spawned the Gorgonets right in front of me. I had no idea why. But yeah, like I was saying, in Glops, like everything evolves around the caps, being able to win caps and especially hold caps. So, like camping, unless you're actually doing significant damage, is simply just gonna put your team at a disadvantage. So I actually really liked seeing the artillery being this aggressive, even though, of course, he is gonna die for it and yeah, use points for the respawn. But like at least he's being active in the right position, and that's also something. Like you can do a lot of damage, but if you don't do a lot of damage where it counts, you're still gonna lose your battles. So yeah, contesting caps is like really a key in Glops. And this position is very, very strong in the AMX RCR. Like my camo is like 60% sitting still here in the bushes.
We'll get some AT teams in there.
And I think I've actually got the sniper thing activated as well here. So like, yeah, now it's deactivated. So like, as long as you have the sniper thing activated, there's no way that those MBTs are gonna spot you.
Enemies capturing point 6.
And even now, like you see, my camo is holding up. So that's really where Andre side chef shines, because Erin, for example, is also a camo commander, but she would lose camo the moment that this Dragoon gets within 25 meters. But Andre just keeps his camo. Here you can see the hydropneumatic suspension in action. Like that actually gives a lot of extra gun depression. There, 1100 damage to the Chrysanthema, no problem. Here I'm thinking, okay, RT has to take some damage. So yeah, I get spotted, like, but that's expectable at that position, to be honest. Like, the Chrysanthema is always gonna have enough view range. Ascot also 1.1. So like that's the situation where you would want your heat shells, because like they're always gonna pen targets like that and do more damage. But yeah, that was the game. And as promised, here's the result screen. As you can see, 18k damage, 4 kills, 1.8 assist, but then again, like this thing doesn't live off assistance. As you can see, I was pretty passive this game, shooting from long ranges, so then you're always going to be shooting at other people's assist. Which you can see at, for example, the BMPT and the Anders. I think a lot of their assistance actually came from our damage. As you can see, I put the damage on top simply because I like being on top. Of course, you're not going to get top experience with this sort of a playstyle, because you get more experience for targets that you spot yourself and damage. Because if somebody else spots, they're going to get half the creds for it as well. But yeah, that was the game. I hope it was useful. I hope you enjoyed watching it. And see you next time.